Hey everybody, Rob Lenfestey here, and I'm doing some Wim Hof training here at Mandala Springs. And I wanted to talk to you about these Matkao heated gloves that the company was kind enough to send me. So they saw that I was doing videos on Wim Hof method and Reynauds and support for folks who have Reynauds. Because I used to have exceptionally terrible circulation and use the Wim Hof method to get myself to a place where I don't have the symptoms of Raynaud's anymore. In fact, I'm able to do things that science used to think were impossible with my circulatory system, like extreme cold exposure. But one thing to keep in mind is that if you don't do the practice regularly and you take a big break from it, it isn't a cure, as I found out, at least for myself. When I took a significant chunk of time off from the Wim Hof method, I found that my circulation started getting poor again. So it's something that requires constant vigilance. And maybe over a long time, it'll become permanent. But as of right now, it requires the practice. But I have a really fun story about these. So these are great. They have a little on-off switch. There's a little battery that goes in the zip pocket here that you can charge with USB. And yeah, these are heated gloves. So if you're someone who suffers from poor circulation or Raynaud's, or just want a little extra warmth, these are really a great option. I have a funny story about them. So when they were originally sent to me, I was about to go on a motorcycle ride. And it was one of those days where a frontal system's coming in, and I wasn't completely aware of the fact that it was going to go from being a really nice and beautiful day to a really cold and wet day, and it actually got down to below freezing, and there was this big wind, and it was absolutely horrifying on a bike. Basically, I got to the place I was going, spent the day on the ride back was like that. So I had these gloves, and I had just pulled them out of the box, and what I didn't realize is one of them was charged. The other one wasn't. So I'm riding my motorcycle, and it's frigid, and well, I got to get a really intimate sense of how well these gloves work, because even though they don't heat up to a super hot temperature, but what they do is they create enough heat that your normal body temperature will do the rest. So by the time I got off my bike, one of my hands was red and pink and toasty and nice, and the other one, not so much. My fingers were basically frozen and miserable. And I actually had to go through the whole what we lovingly call in the ice climbing community the screaming barfies, where circulation comes back in your fingers and it really, really hurts. So I got to really get a sense of just how effective these gloves are when you charge them and when they're working. So while I'm in my active practice, I'm grateful for the fact that my circulation is doing what it's meant to do. I'm able to be out here in the snow and ice and be totally fine. But it's really nice to have these on hand. And even if you're going out and you're doing your Wim Hof method training, or you're going out in the world, you're trying to build that circulation, having these tucked, it comes with a nice little carrying bag, and having these tucked away, just in case of an emergency, if you start to find yourself losing your ability to maintain that circulation, being able to have a heated glove on hand to bring yourself back into homeostatic thermogenesis, to get the blood flowing the way that it's meant to back in the extremities, is not a bad idea. So these are the Matkao heated gloves. I think these are really great. And anytime that I'm really pushing myself and I want to make sure that I've got that little extra safety net, these are great. And also, when I'm training people who are new to the method and we're going on some of our expeditions and things like that, definitely going to recommend that folks bring something like this along with them. So, yep, that's my little first-person review and story of these gloves. They're super comfortable. The battery pack kind of sits under the wrist, and that could be, depending on what you're doing, that could be a little inhibitive of a certain amount of motion. But for most cases and for most people, that's not really a big problem. So, yeah, Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Get out there, do your breath work, do your cold plunges, and have a great winter.